you don't cross the line. You don't, if you sin, you're in confession. And I remember at some points in my childhood, we had to go like once a month. We had to go to confession. They would bring us over from school in the middle of the day, and you had to go. And sometimes I would be like, well, I don't know that I really did anything that bad. Well, I fought with my sister, and I'd have to like almost like be just really digging for things. Started dating, and we were together for probably almost 2 years during that time. And things did go a little too far for someone who was 16, and I ended up pregnant. And yeah, that's a pretty big rule to break when you're going to Catholic school. And then the school asked me not to come. I felt really judged, and it really soured me on the church. My mom was a single mom raising my sister and I, and it felt like she would be raising another child because I had no skills. I needed to finish school, and it seemed for me like the best choice for my daughter was a home with a mother, father, parents who could take care of her, who were equipped to do that, because I knew that I was not. She was born May 26th, 1985. At that point, everything that I had felt while I was pregnant, all of the shame and all of the guilt and all of that, in the moment I was holding her, all of that really disappeared for me. And it was just such joy to actually hold this little girl. We got to spend most of the day together after she was born. She was born early in the morning. And yeah, I handed her to a nurse, and they took her away, and that was the last time I had seen her. I graduate high school. I go to college. That's where I meet the man who is now my husband. We've been married for over 30 years. We have a son who's 31, and we have a daughter who's 25. And we've had a great life. We've had a lot of adventures and a lot of fun. And the one thing was that I never knew what happened to my daughter. So on March 11th, 2020, last year, I got a text from her birth father. And it was a screenshot from a DNA testing site. And it had her name on it and her photo and his name on it, and it said daughter. I have her name, first and last. So I look her up on social media, and I see her picture with her 2 boys. And she looks so much like me. I mean, there is no doubt that this is my daughter. It took me about 48 hours for it to really sink in before I reached out to her. And I sent her a text message. And we didn't get to meet each other in person for about 2 weeks. And then she actually invited us to her home to meet her and her family. And that was when the first time that I saw her, and I just, we hugged each other, and it was just the most beautiful moment, to see her face after 34 years again. It was really interesting how I ended up back at church. God just started bringing people into my life that were just really faith-filled people. I never completely lost my faith. I lost faith in the people and the church. And that was when, by coincidence, I met Dee Dee at a yoga event, which had nothing to do with church. And I didn't know who she was, but she invited me to come to Morning Star. So I started going, and my husband started coming with me every week. And I started serving in the children's ministry, which I loved. It was so much fun. And then in 2013, I decided to do a reaffirmation. And that just felt like I was finally choosing my faith for myself rather than having it chosen for me. My name is Rosanne LeBeige, and this is my comeback story.